Innovative. This is a TV production.
What's good, everybody? Now tuned in to Pro Hustle Zone with Mon, where we talk about all things pro hustle, and it's all about mastering your craft and monetizing the skills. On this segment of Pro Hustle Zone, this is all about giving flowers, the guests telling their journey, giving game, chopping it up, and always giving back. You feel what I'm saying? Got a guest today. I'm gonna let bro introduce himself.
They call me Marshawn. Well, my name is Marshawn. Call me Coach Marshawn. I coach at Lincoln University in the Bay Area, Oakland, California, to be exact.
Most definitely. So, Marshawn, your homie been on you for a minute. I know you've been on your marathon. You've been on your pro hustle. Let everybody know exactly what you do. What's your pro hustle?
I do a lot of things, man. We can say I'm a football coach. On the side, I train football players, from youth kids to high school athletes to college athletes to NFL players as well. My full-time job is a college football coach, and my entrepreneur job is my business is Elite Youth Sports, by the way. So,
most definitely. Can you give the people a little background on your football accomplishment, your personal, where you played at? You feel me? If you want to say that, you feel me? Anything you have won?
I'm gonna start off from the beginning. I have a cool little flow if I start off from the beginning. So I'm gonna say I started off playing youth football for the Bellflower Broncos, Bellflower, California. From there, I went to Bellflower Middle, Bellflower High School. That's when I started playing football and basketball. I was mainly a basketball player first. Started playing basketball when I was 5. I stopped playing when I was like 17, my senior year in high school. From there, my first, killing y'all too, every time. But so the thing is, man, I was real short, man. Like I was high school, I was 5'6", probably like 5'7". So like with basketball, bro, I'm like, man, like I probably got a short little span with that. But most importantly, my junior year of high school, I just did a good job in football. You know, I had a great junior season, man. I started getting letters from schools, you know, different colleges and stuff like that. So, and for basketball, I never got no letters or anything. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and rock with football. So moving forward, I mean, it was a perfect thing for me. You know, height was perfect, size was perfect, had the speed, you know, I was athletic. So the biggest thing for me was like my grades. You know, I didn't know how important it was until my senior year, you know, when guys start coming in and trying to recruit me and want to offer me scholarship and couldn't even do it, you know. You know, because my academically, you know, I wasn't on track.
We was at Cerritos College together.
Route,
Not saying that it's something wrong with going the junior college route. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of people that go to junior college route and go to D1, you feel what I'm saying, and still get there. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. So, I mean, one thing about the JUCO route, man, I mean, it's a gritty grind. I mean, Ramon would tell you, man, like, it's from morning to night, man. Like, it's coming from out of high school, going straight to college already a struggle. You feel me? But, like, going straight from out of high school to junior college, working on financial aid, no scholarship. You know, a lot of guys don't have a roof over their head. Some guys do. But for the most part,
it's a lot of pressure behind the scenes.
Man. A lot of pressure, man. But, I mean, it's a second opportunity. You know, that's how I look at it, second opportunity. You got to go there, get your AA degree. You got 2 years of play. And from there, you can go ahead and get another scholarship offer from another school.
Most definitely. What is Elite U? And when did football skill, like the training, when is that something that you figured out? Was that something that you knew, like high school or college, or you feel me?
Yeah, Elite U came about, the training whole part came about when I started playing football at Bellflower. My position coach, Roger Curtis, he was a position coach for the time, yeah. Because that's actually my business partner now, man.
He be playing that Sims. He be playing that Sims with us in the gym.
Yeah, that's my business partner, man. Great guy, man. But he was working for Velocity at the time, so he knew like all the ins and outs of training. You know, and I was a young dog.
The science.
Yeah, the science of it. I wasn't getting no training coming up till I met him, and he took the time out to like, you know, put all the time and effort into me, and didn't ask for $1. You know, and that's when, you know, I got better over the off season, and you know, he did everything he could to make sure, you know, I improved, feel me? So for the most part, that's what kind of like you know, when I got into coaching, he was a head coach at Bellflower. I came back home from college, worked a couple jobs, and was trying to find my way. And he ended up getting a head coaching job at Bellflower High School. And that's when he reached out to me.
Pulled you in there.
Pulled me in there and said, I want you to come in, be a running back coach, you know, be a strength and conditioning coordinator here. You know, one of my guys. He's actually my mentor to this day. Great guy, man. But pulled me in, man. And from there, I'm like, okay, I'm here. You know, I'm like, never been a coach before. But I love playing ball. And, you know, NFL dreams was done. But, like, once I started coaching, it felt like I was playing again. Like the love for the game
Still part of it.
Came right
Ain't
back.
went nowhere.
Exactly. So, for the most part, when you coaching on a high school level, even sometimes on a college level, you don't make too much money. You really don't make no money. You know, it's pocket change, man. So you gotta do your best to really hustle outside of coaching. You know, so that's when I came up with my business, Elite Youth Sports. Ultimately, it really wasn't for the money. It was really for the kids, you know. And
Most definitely.
I first started training, it was free. You could ask every high school player, every high school kid I was at. That's where I started at.
My follow-up question right now. I was just about to ask you, when did you take it serious in ABCD like that? But you already getting to that, so you know, just keep flowing. You got it.
It's just gonna flow, man. So,
you got it.
But I started taking it serious when when I started coaching at Bellflower. You know, first I had to get the swing of things and being a coach. You know, before you start, I want to be a coach and start training, you kind of got to get the whole
standing up, being a leader,
you know,
talking.
being a coach first, understanding, you know,
kicking that game.
Exactly, because when you first start coaching, it comes natural, you know. Like honestly, like I can't even tell you. Just once you out there, just naturally come and just a flow. But had a lot of time. Well, I wanted a lot of these athletes at Bellflower to improve outside of us actually, you know, improving them in a strength conditioning program for the team. So I had a couple, you know, corners and running backs and stuff who reached out to me and said, hey, coach, I need some training. You know, I'm like, cool, I'll train you. You know, I ain't tripping. You feel me? So
that's
from there,
how it start.
how it start.
Grew a hobby into a real business.
Man, start using a field in the back, Bellflower High School, setting up cones, doing ladder drills, and one dude turned to two dudes turned to three, then 4 or 5. And then you know, we got the whole team out there. So, you know, but it was cool, man. Then the word get around. One thing I noticed, like, in the city of Bellflower, even like in surrounding areas, man, around the time I was training, 2016 when I started, there really wasn't no trainers in that area.
Most definitely.
All the big trainers in like Long Beach, you know, LA, you know, Carson, Compton, all them areas. But like where I was from, Bellflower, like I can't really tell you
who was doing it right here actively
at that time, you know. So
I know
I'm
what
like,
you're saying. I know exactly
I would just
what you're
take
saying.
advantage of this shit. You know?
Became the Irv. You like the Irv of football right now.
Irv, my dog. Shout out to Irv, man.
Shout out to Coach
OG.
Irv for sure.
My mama blowing me up. But yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a Lou Young or you. You know what I mean? I think I could do you out there when you know the guy that be out there doing the Dion and the Gilly. Like, all right, I could do you.
God,
go.
no clue.
Go. You know what I mean? Put on your trainer stuff and act like I'm Marshawn.
Yeah.
I think I could do you one of them one time.
You a cold receiver though, I ain't gonna lie.
I be telling people I think I could have did it, but you know what I mean? It's just I was also lazy. I was kind of lazy. You feel what I'm saying when it came to like running. You feel what I'm saying? What's the so to get back to what's your price ranges and ages that you would like if anybody watching this right now for your program for Elite You? What is the price ranges and the ages that they can, you know what I mean, look for and expect? Now, are you like, you doing layaways or what?
Well, as of right, you're crazy. As of right now, it's like a conflict of interest when it comes to training.
Gotcha.
And for me, personally, right now, being a college football coach, really, ultimately, you don't have no time. You know, like, people see on the outside, like, you know, he's a coach. Oh, they're a football player. You know, they're playing on the big screen and stuff like that. But, like, we put in a lot of work, bro. A lot, especially this being my first year out of university. You know, I'm new. You know, like I'm working as a GA. A lot of people know what a GA is. It's like a graduate, assistant. You know, and basically like doing everything because you got to learn. It's a process when it comes to coaching stuff from youth to high school to JUCO to D1 all the way to NFL. You feel me? But for the most part, like this is where you get your feet wet. You know, so
definitely.
I have days from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. in the morning, you know, like Monday through Friday. Then you got games on the weekends. So when it comes to training, I can pretty much only train on the off season. But like moving forward, I'll probably just train like my individual group, running backs, you know. But with Elite Youth Sport moving forward, I don't want it to sit there. You know, I started for a reason.
Definitely.
Elite Youth Sports really was for like elite you, like elite yourself.
Personal,
you know,
individual.
and for every sport. Eventually, I want to branch out to every sport, but I'd rather like specialize in football at the moment. You know, so right now with the training, I can tell you when I first started training, it was free. Then from there, I went like $10. You know, $10 individual. So like one-on-one, it was $10, which is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And then
it add up though when you start getting multiple bodies.
You know,
it works out. It's a hand-in-hand relationship. It works out for a little bit for everybody.
Exactly. Then, you know, like parents start tipping me like $10, $15 here. So it start turning out to like 25. And then just every client was like 25, 30. Then like one time a parent was like, man, you need to start charging more. Like the actual parent that was paying for the training.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty dope. Like, why you say that? It's like, because you got to pay for your value.
Quality.
Like, your quality. You know, this is not, they say you train NFL guys, you train Division I guys. Like, my kid is only 4 or 5 years old, and he's getting the best of the best training.
Right here, right.
You know, put more value on it, you know?
Right. Most
so
definitely.
at the highest I ever went, man, I would say $35. That's
still
one-on-one,
good. That's
man.
still good though, because
You know
that's
what I'm
what
saying?
people used to charge for training in basketball or something like that back in the day when we was, you know, actively playing up in high school. I knew some people that was charging about like $35 a session, $30 a session, and at that point in time, it seemed like a lot. But when, like you said, quality and value, when you understand what you're getting and you're really getting some work out of it, you feel me? It should be, for me, it's appropriate for me to pay for that.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You feel me? It's appropriate for me to
and
pay
not
for
just
that.
one-on-one. Like when it comes to football, and I think basketball too, you could do group trainings.
Yes,
so
definitely.
that's when you like break it down, so like it's affordable for everybody. It's like kind of knocking everybody else out of head. If you eventually you're gonna blow up.
Right.
You got 10. You 10
still go
kids.
eat.
And at the end of the day, you're not focused on just one person. You got 10 people that you focus on. So like,
Right.
you know, you got to kind of cut it in half. So group training is like 15 to 20 at the most.
No, that's still love right there. That's still love. No lie, that's still love.
For sure.
At what point in time, or at any point in time, did you feel like this was an obligation for you to like want to tap back in with the youth and give guidance the way that you do up on the football field or just in general?
Man, it never stopped really, bro. Like, just I told myself like I'm doing this for the youth from Jump Street. Like,
Most definitely.
never even really thought about like the whole money aspect of thing. Like, I know it's money out there. And I know people like coaches make millions, coaches make $500,000, whatever. But like at the end of the day, I think like the more youth kids you push forward, like it's gonna come back around the right way.
Most
Feel me?
definitely.
Like,
Full circle.
just naturally. So I believe in it. Believe in the process, bro, and like just gonna keep rolling.
Most definitely.
So 2016, to answer your question, 2016, when I first started league, when I first ever started coaching, I was
Most
like, you
definitely.
know what?
I know what you mean by that because I did some coaching as well when I first got out. I did some things with Irv, and we definitely was out there, you know, coaching. And sometimes it's not, you know, especially when everybody just starting up, you feel me, and you come in and help us, you got to understand that sometimes it's not about you. If you really in it, you feel what I'm saying? It's about giving what you have here, that understanding, back to them so they don't continually repeat the cycle, especially when you got little youngsters that you talk to or engage with all the time. You feel me? It ain't nothing but to, you know, get them some game, whether it's character or on the field. So, you know, I definitely mess with that, you know what I mean? Now, to get on to something just slightly, just a little bit more, a little more deep,
Deeper.
yeah, just a little more deeper. You took a break, right?
I ain't nervous no more. In the beginning, I was nervous, bro. I'm rolling now, so it's solid.
Most definitely. You took a break, right? For a minute. You put football, coaching, training, everything down, right? To pursue a career in
law enforcement, LAPD.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What? I ain't gonna ask you to say like what was that about,
It was dope.
What was going on for you at that time, and what made you want to, you know, get back to it?
Yeah. Okay. The biggest thing, man, is one thing we all know, like moving forward as you grow in life, like relationships is big. Feel me? So like,
most definitely.
2019, I was at St. John Bosco, you know, and I met a great guy, you know, and he actually was working for LAPD around the time, and my dad was coming to all my games. He used to come to my games, watch me coach, you know, just like how I was in high school, you know, as a player. But, you know, which is my stepdad. He used to come to my games and watch me coach, and he was sitting next to the guy actually. And his son was actually thinking about going to Bosco at the time. He was in 8th grade. It was either Bosco or Mater Dei, like them two powerhouses, whatever.
Definitely.
Had a legitimate talk, man, and they chopping up. You know, he's like, "Hey, man, my son, he's a running back coach. Yeah, you know, I'm working for LAP. Like, you know, sound like a great dude. You know, you ever thought about doing law enforcement? Yeah, he's a criminal justice major. You know, graduated criminal justice major, went to Southern Oregon.
So it kind of fit in just slightly.
Came back home and applied. Got disqualified the first time. Had a couple moving violations that I didn't know about. I didn't put him in there, so you know, whatever. So moving forward, he like, hey, have him apply. You know, have him try it again. You know, tell him don't be discouraged about it. You know, try it again.
Knock that dust off.
Boom. Gave him a card. Called him next day. I said, let's do it. You know, I'm ready for it. You know, and at the time, I didn't know like I would have to give up football. You know, like I didn't know it would have to take up so much time. Then when I'm chopping up with him a little bit, he was telling me like, hey, yeah, like that first 6 months in academy, that first 6 months is academy. You know, like you're not gonna have no time to do nothing. Monday through Friday, you're gonna have to go to academy, you have to go home, study, come back home, like you're gonna have to take a break from football. And I'm just like, man, I love football.
Did you think it was gonna be like a large break, or was you expecting like something?
It was really supposed to only be for like a year and a half. You do 6 months of probation, and you do 6 months academy, and do a whole year of probation.
Got you.
So like a year and a half, and once you're done with that, you know, you eventually kind of like somewhat make your own schedule. You know, you kind of got to
That's kind of dope.
You feel me? But then you can go back to part-time coaching and stuff like that. So I was waiting for that. But yeah, then went through academy. It was great, man. You know, it was great. I learned a lot of discipline. You know, law enforcement, man. Shout out to them guys out there, man. They putting their hearts out online for us, and it's crazy how many athletes that done play college ball is in law enforcement right now. Like, you know, like one of my close buddies played for UCLA at the time. You know, he was in academy with me as well. So it's pretty dope, but a lot of athletes in law enforcement. But
I never paid attention to that. I got a couple of homies too that, you know, play basketball with, and they done went through the same doors. You know what I mean? I never paid attention to that correlation.
It is what we learn by playing, bro. Like just, you know, the whole discipline side of things.
You get to use your athleticism and things like that as well. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So went through academy, passed academy, and I had probation. I didn't pass probation. So I had to resign. I had to resign from LAPD at the time. So I went back to square one. I'm like, man, I'm back here. You know, no more law enforcement. Like, you know, now I'm back working like 9 to 5, trying to figure out, like, I hopped right back out of nowhere into it. So I couldn't really make no call. Well, at the time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I ain't coached in like a whole year. So like I knew how much time it took up, and I'm like, man, I'll get my money. I'll figure out a way to get this bread first. You feel me? So, you know, kind of started doing some trucking stuff, man, and started doing some trucking stuff. Started working on the box truck. You know, my dad.
Gave you time to clear your mind.
Yeah. My dad is the general manager at Costco Logistics. My stepdad, general manager at Costco Logistics. So he got me in there. Started working with the box trucks, and I'm like, man, pretty dope. Started making a little bread doing that, but after a while, it's just not the same, bro. Like, you just start with just money isn't everything.
Definitely.
You know, when you're working, it's like you want to be happy, you want to love what you do. You know, and after a while, I'm like, man, I got to get back to what I love to do. And I'm like, man, just make a phone call. I want to get back to coaching. You know, so then from there, I'll call around this time, man.
Real quick, is there a sense of fulfillment though since you really came back? Like, do you feel for coaching, just being around the game, do you feel like that little part that you was missing? Like, do you feel like you got your girl back, your woman?
No, for real, no. Man, I'll tell you, it's like, man, it's either she your number one or she your number two. Like when it comes to football,
definitely.
I know
what you're saying as an athlete. Definitely,
man,
be
real
one
football players will
two.
tell you, bro. Like honestly, might put football before your girl at times. You feel me? So,
I watched a lot of coaches as a basketball player, even going to college, where it was like you know, that's why I can. I don't mean to say this, but that's why I mean to be like, so I'm so passionate and want to be there for my children at this age, at this point in time where they're growing up. I didn't have a father. You feel what I'm saying? Around, so I really want to be there. And it'd be a lot of times where a lot of people be like, "Mon, you ready to get in the coach?" I'm like, "I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready here. I did something before, but it's like to give all that time to somebody else's children right now when I'm, you know what I mean? And I got my own, and I watch so many coaches, you know, not saying no names, but so many coaches where to me it look like, damn, bro, like they over here wrestling, and you worried about practice, you know. But you know, you got to do your job though.
Yeah, and that's one thing you're gonna stumble across as you know start to coach and years go on is I got a lot of older mentors that mentor me throughout my
and you want to give a shout out to right now, because that was one of my questions. Who you know put you up on game?
It's a lot to name, man. I want to shout out to basically everybody that doing their thing when it comes to coaching, man. All the gurus out there, man. You got you want to start from Pop Warner. You got I ain't gonna say too many names, man, but you got the premiums of the world. I'm talking about high school now, man. Got the premiums of the world. Coach Fig, he doing a good job with the kids, man. He doing a good job over there at Inglewood. Him and his brother Melvin. You got Coach D at St. Pius. He's high school over there in Downey. Yeah, I think he. I want to say,
Foster Road.
Exactly. I want to say been in for like 4 or 5 years, man. Doing a great job as well. Last year, I believe he won a championship with St. Pius. This year he got put out, but doing a great job over there, getting kids out over there. One thing about these two dudes I'm talking about, man, they getting kids out, and that's one thing. Like, that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal, man. That's like the ultimate goal, bro, to get these kids out. You feel me?
You definitely flowing, because that was also one of my questions. Because I also wanted to tell you, that's something big. I definitely see that you take pride in. Yeah. You feel me? Like again, to reference my own personal journey within basketball in college and just in high school. You get to noticing that a lot of coaches tend to. Why they got you, it's all gravy. Yeah. You feel me? Sometimes after that season is over with, I'm gonna help you, but at the same time, it's like I can't help you because my focus is on this new class that's coming in. And sometimes I notice like a lot of athletes or just a lot of coaches sometimes tend to like not really, it's part of the process. It come with the territory. You know what I mean? But it's like go a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to fend for your own slightly. Yeah. Where it is that. It's a handful of guys. I had one of the guys up here before. You know what I mean? I know for sure he for basketball he get guys out. You feel what I'm saying? Coach T. For football, I definitely noticed that you are one person where I see like he getting these youngsters in position.
Opportunity.
You feel what I'm saying? And
opportunity is big.
And that's something that's very big because a lot of coaches tend to just. I don't want to say that like that, but it's for me. I feel like it's part of the game. You feel what I'm saying? Where you recruiting. Basketball, you're recruiting 5, you got 5 leaving or 6 leaving, you got to bring in 5. You don't have all that time to fully help them like how they feel like you feel like they need help to go into whether it's professional or overseas or anything like that. Yeah. I definitely want to tell you that you do that. Like how important is that to you? And because you make a lot of connections though too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You got a lot of connections.
Every job I have been about a connection or relationship.
You could be a sports agent for football, man, and with that type of stuff.
It's just so much conflict of interest. When you a coach, man, you can't do a lot of things. Like NCAA rules is big.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
definitely.
But it's good that like the whole avenue
ins and out.
Of, the agent side of things, being a coach, knowing how to recruit. Knowing the NCAA
you climbing that ladder,
house, like everything from the ground. That's one thing I can say, man. I was talking to my boy Elijah Penny about it the other day because shout out to my boy Elijah Penny, man. He just retired from the New York Giants, bro. Good guy right there, man. Love you, dog. But I was talking to him about it the other day, bro. Like it's dope because we know it from like youth all the way to the NFL, and then not even just that. Like he just retired. One of my relative Ed Dixon, he just retired. Like these are 2 dudes that I know. Personally, that's in the league. That been playing from youth. Elijah was a free agent. Ed was drafted. So I even know the lane of being an undrafted free agent and how to get your money, being a dude that drafted and go get your bread. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a blessing to be in a position to know them things, bro. To be honest, because like a lot of people don't know.
Got you.
So
definitely. real quick.
But yeah, to answer your question, ultimate goal is for me to get the kids out. Just get them opportunity. Like yeah, everybody want to go to the big schools of the world, the Oregons, the Alabama.
Sometimes that don't matter though. You got to take who wants you. You got to like who liking you.
Come on, man. You got to get in where you fit in. Like, you may not see that field. You may not see that field, brother. I mean, but the ultimate goal is to get your degree though too.
That too.
You feel me?
That
like
too.
everybody not gonna make it to NFL. Everybody not gonna make it, bro.
You definitely right about that.
It's a small little.
That was one thing that was heavy on my heart after a up and down journey of college basketball. I feel like I learned a lot of ins and outs, especially in the NCAA.
Yeah.
And one thing I realized after I put it down was like, damn, a lot of my teammates, they all pushed on as if they finished this, but they never did. And I went back to make sure that, I didn't put in too much work here. You feel what I'm saying? To not get this, to not call myself a scientist.
Hey man, you ain't told people how we played James Harden our what, your senior year?
My junior year and senior year.
James Harden,
Bernardo Sidney,
Malik Story,
Derek
and you
Williams.
Had what, a dub 5?
I had something like that. 20. I think I had like
5?
22 or 24 at least at the house. Over there for sure, I think I had about like 20. But it was a lot of and ones.
Shout out to them dudes over there, our teachers, man. That was a great fucking squad that year, bro. Great squad.
Yeah, they was cheating.
Great
I
squad.
just because I just talked to a little youngster about that when I was reffing. So when I was reffing, I had to tell them, like, they was asking me about, they said, you probably was weak. I said, I was all right. I could have been better. You feel what I'm saying? I had potential to be really good, but, mentally I had just a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Where I couldn't really just focus on everything I need to do. Yeah. But I said, check this out, though. I said, during my senior year, we had 3 schools in our division that was
Mayfair, Artesia,
and La Mirada. But here's the thing: neither one of those teams lost more than 3 or 4 games that year.
That's sick.
Maybe 7 combined. Artesia lost 1, and I think that they had got an upset either from Mayfair or La Mirada.
Yeah.
Mayfair probably lost like 5 or 4 games. You feel me? La Mirada lost like 4 or 5 games as well.
And that's another thing right there, bro. Like, it's talent in the 5-6-2, bro. Like, especially with our area, the Mayfairs, the Bellflowers of the world, like, especially in Bellflower, you always got a couple of athletes that's gonna go get it. Like Mayfair, they stay with dogs over there.
Yeah, they did.
But most importantly, like,
it was big.
Milliken, Lakewood, the Polys, like, you name it, like
Long Beach, Jordan, definitely 5'6" I know what you mean. Guard, because guard like that for basketball was like that for basketball for me as well.
And I think the biggest thing is, like, a lot of guys get slept on in this area. And that's why, like, I like coming back now as a college coach and recruiting this area, because I was one of them guys that got slept on. Not even really say slept on, because it was my fault that my
just
grades
looked
was
over.
bad.
I know what you mean, but it is like that. You get looked over, definitely.
Yeah, and it's hot spots, bro. Like, a lot of guys that do get out from this area go D1, they end up going to the league. So it's other kids younger than us that can do the same thing.
Definitely.
You feel me? So yeah.
How do you, because I know this is big, with you being a youth college coach, a youth coach in general, a youth trainer, I know this one right here can be a big one. I talked to other basketball coaches about this, AAU, you know what I mean? Some of us kind of understand because we're a little younger. Yeah. But I want to get to, how do you deal with some of the youth players being in gangs or around gang activity and possibly not taking it serious or just straying away from what we consider to be the traditional or the standard of what a student athlete is, at least just the baseline.
how do you keep them focused?
Yes.
Shit, I mean, it's another why I do what I do now is to keep them off the streets, and keep them focused is to.
It's a lot of talent in the city, but it's a lot of trauma in the city too.
A lot of trauma in the city, and that's why sports is good for these young athletes.
Definitely.
And get them out the hood, get them out the city. It's an outlet. You got guys guys that been there before, that been there, done that. I got a couple homies that done passed away when I was in high school, and just friends that went other directions and things like that. But me personally, I learned through like their own experiences,
vicariously.
And sports will really help me, honestly. I think if that football wasn't in my hand, things probably be a little different. Parents did a great job raising me. Don't get me wrong, but like. At the end of the day, like, a kid gonna do what he wants.
Definitely.
Your parents aren't with you 24/7.
Definitely.
So with me being a coach, like, we are like that. We are that like other the other people that's
The other parent, it's definitely it's like a parent role for sure. Parent, teacher, and coach go all within in the same.
You know, and then
different
and
levels.
the parents thank us. You know, you got a lot of great parents out there that truly like appreciate the things that we do as coaches, because like a lot of them work hard, man. They there from morning to night just to take care of their kid, put a roof over their head, and so like they just want to make sure that the kids are safe when they at work and when they trying to support their family. So that's one thing that inspired me, is just to see them just be at practice, you know, in a weight room, want to train after, and next thing you know, it's 6, 7 o'clock at night, and they just gotta go home and go to sleep. There ain't no streets for them.
We done exhausted all the time.
Exhausted all the time.
It's funny that you said that, because I still tell myself to this day, I know when I'm really putting in work, because I don't have no time for the little stuff, that the little BS that you be having going around that you choose to indulge into. You have no time for that, because it's all work. It's all work, and it's gonna pay off on the end. It's definitely gonna pay off.
Just like Nip say, man, your worst time is idle time, bro. That's the worst time, bro. So like, you gotta stay busy. And that come back to Elite Youth Sports. That's why I do that too. You know, the training, and keep the kids outside the streets. Then even like, there's so much like in store for Elite Youth. You know, I don't really want to talk too much about it. I kind of work with Action a little bit, but 707. I want a youth 707. I want
flag football.
You know, it's not flag football, but it's like simulated to 7-on-7. So all skill players.
Got you.
Basically no linemen.
Got you.
So I want a youth 7-on-7 with elite youth. I want one elite team. I want a high school elite 7-on-7 team, and that's it. Just want two. And that's another way the kids can get off the streets. You know, they're gonna be.
You could do all that yourself though too. That's the funny thing. With you already got the company name. You already got everything going. You could do all that yourself.
And I know enough coaches or boys who done play ball that still know it, that want to coach, but they don't have enough time to where I can just ask them, hey, come help me for like an hour or something once a week with the 7-on-7 team. Or, I'm gonna be probably out of state coaching somewhere, but it can still run itself out being out here.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's something I want to do in the near future. There's so much I want to do, man. Make a Elite U app, sports app. It's pretty dope.
No, that's a lot with the branding. A lot can go into it, because I've been on there. I said, man, I could already, when I first started this up, I said podcast, clothing, a AAU team, basketball training. I could host tournaments. You feel what I'm saying? Basketball tournament, adult league, all that. It's endless solutions. You feel infinite solutions. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to creativity of what you want to do, as far as your passion and your business, you just got to continue to be working, being creative, and trying to just see, to keep tweaking that vision.
Yeah,
we're painting it with the paintbrush. You know what I mean? But sometimes you might splat some on there. But every now and then you got to go up on there and be like, let me just blend that in right here. Ain't nobody gonna know it. Not like that. Not like that. But you know what I mean? It take a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Give me
Hey, look, man.
Shout out to Bridget Billboard. It's the homie clothing line right here. Dwayne. How you know Dwayne, dog?
I went to Cerritos College with you, bro. I seen him at the store not too long ago around the North Long Beach.
Okay.
I had called him one time, but at nighttime he get to me like, who is that? Yeah. He just kept pushing. I just started laughing.
Yeah, man, that's my boy. They on the same thing, entrepreneurship, man, and that's what it's all about right now. People tired of working for the next man. Even if you do, it's cool, but like
partnership. I like partnership.
No, I'm not trying to knock no 9 to 5. I've been doing it my whole life, and shit. Money is money, But at the end of the day, like, feel good to be able to do, like, wake up and make your own schedule, make your own money.
Most like definitely.
So, but yeah,
creating your own schedule definitely is key. That's one thing I really liked and took advantage of, because I could do certain 9 to 5s, but certain 9 to 5s is like, hey, y'all not about to be taking advantage of me like this. Hey, not when I'm the star or doing all of this. That could be a messed up mentality, but it's like, just up my pay just a little bit and give me what I'm worth. And I think we got a deal. You feel what I'm saying? But when you making that on schedule for yourself is definitely a beautiful thing, because we, like I said, we tend to grow up with our parents busting their ass all day, at work. Mm-hmm. So if you ever really like sometimes looked at your life and just look back like, dang, if my mom or my dad or both had more time just to be home with me, and still give me that guidance as you was getting older, some things could be a little bit more possibly turn out better. But you don't want to keep dealing with what ifs. You just want to fix the patterns that you know what I mean, what you can change and everything like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
what type of character or if any, do you do like character building with the children, with any of the players? Because I sit down with some of the basketball coaches, and some I've talked to recently say they want more for their players. They want some type of therapy or character building for some of the players, because people feel like, how you said, we know we've been there. People feel to realize we go through a lot of pressure sometimes, whether it's home, school, things like that. And, it could definitely bottle up if it's not given the proper outlet. You feel what I'm saying? So what are some things that you feel like that you teach? You feel what I'm saying when it comes to discipline and morals and things like that?
So one unique thing about coaching football, man, you coach your own position. With me personally, man, I'm not gonna have no more than 7 guys I coach personally. So I try to do a lot of like team bonding stuff with them, or
unity, definitely.
This past year, I didn't do anything with them. I got a Lincoln kind of late. I had a great group of guys, man, but I was planning on trying to do like barbecue. I do little barbecues, here and there with just my group of guys, bring them together. We play Madden, play Call, all the things that they like to do. I try to mingle with them.
Relatable things. You're not too high up. You still regular like them, just in a higher position.
Exactly. So then one thing I want to implement moving forward next season is like the night before the game when we in our hotel, like take them down to the lobby or take them on side as a group, and you just like talk about whatever you want to talk about, like let it off your chest, like whatever it is, like, and make a point to whatever we talk about stays there, so we can trust each other. You feel me? Like that's the biggest thing. Like
that's a good one.
Yeah, like these kids gotta trust me, and I gotta trust these kids. Trust is huge. So that's the biggest thing for me is like once a kid start to trust you, then they'll open up to you. Definitely. They open up to you, then hey coach, man, I need help with this. Oh coach, I need $20, or I didn't eat for a whole week. Like it's some things that you'll hear and you just be like, fuck.
No, I know what you I know what you mean. I'll watch people do it. I'll also watch other people where it's like, dang, he got to do that. But it's like, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying?
And it's cool too, cause like, if you can help, that shit feels so much better, bro. Like, I don't know how many times I gave these kids my last, cause they was hungry or something, or like, one time I had to go get like 10 cheeseburgers for $1, like 4 or 5 years ago when I was coaching at Bellflower. Like, so yeah, man. Yeah. So the biggest thing is just getting the kids to trust you, and for the kids to, when the kids trust you, bro, they'll run to a brick wall for you, bro. So that's mainly what it's all about.
You're going about it the right way from a kinesiology standpoint, because in my somatic education class, it's definitely something that'd be good to do, because a lot of the players could get like nervous or just wrapped up in whatever's going on around them, where they can't. Because I like to say that all the best athletes, for this 2 hours of this game, whatever's going on in life, they know how to block all that out. And for this 2 hours, I'm locked in. Yeah. When you watch a lot of people that have talent, it's hard. You watch him like, what is he doing? Yeah. Like, what is he thinking about? Yeah, and it's like, what is he thinking about? But we never know what people are going through. Yeah. And I think that's a good one that you bringing in, because it gives them time to let some things off their chest, and it give it like a release of a blockage, emotional blockage, where you kind of could get them in that headspace the night before the game as they sleeping on it, and even work through that through their sleep, that we got a game tomorrow. Everything else that we got going on, we talked about it. I got going on. I let it go, and it's game time. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Because that's a sense of definitely focus, sensory. I know if somebody would do stuff like that with me sometimes, that stuff definitely would have helped. Because people show up to the games with a lot of problems. Yeah, no. Practice with a lot of problems. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's 2 type of athletes, man. Either you show up to practice ready to practice, like, or you show up to practice not ready to practice. One of the two, bro. Like. And a lot of outside issues can affect your practicing, man. Can affect the way you practice, can affect the way you play. Like, that's why you gotta have a good mental standpoint, bro. Gotta make sure that mental is good and everything. Grades for sure. Like, people don't understand, like, grades gonna keep you in it. You can only play college football with good grades. You cannot play college football at bad grades.
Definitely.
You cannot play football at all in high school. You can't play football. They gonna play Pop Warner, but that's on your parents. They're gonna let you play.
They give you a
Pop Warner
freshman
football
year
at bad
up
grades.
in college and in high school for 1 free year, basically your
Come on,
freshman
man.
year.
And they need to take advantage of that. 'Cause that's
You feel
where I
what I'm
messed
saying?
up
Definitely,
at.
definitely,
To be honest.
definitely.
So,
It's been a good one, bro.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I
man.
mean? Let everybody know where they can meet you. I said meet you at. Let everybody know where they can tap in with you at. You know what I mean? Find you at, all that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, that's crazy. I don't even know my Instagram. All right,
I know your Instagram.
My personal Instagram, coaching Instagram is I am Hugo. It's IAMJUGO. My Elite Youth Sports page is my business page where I train at, and a lot of other stuff going on there with marketing and other things that we got going on in the future is Elite Youth Sports, ELITE, letter U, SPORTS _.
Most definitely. I definitely appreciate you coming down here, sitting down, talking about your journey. I think this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
It's also a good learning experience for any of your players, because you got a lot of people that follow in your footsteps. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
You might be up there leading and encouraging someone to go down the same path that you're going down.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciate you coming by to, you know what I mean, to let you tell your story. You've been doing a great job, bro, for real.
No, for sure. No, for sure, bro. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you for having me, for sure, man. And for you, man, you've been doing a good job as well, bro. For real.
Appreciate
Keep
that.
grinding, stay on your marathon. Cam, too, man. Appreciate you, Brody, for sure. Hey, for all them young dudes out there, keep grinding, man. Keep your foot on the gas. And for them young coaches that's trying to make it, keep your foot on the gas, too. It's going to be a grind, but you'll make it. Stick with it.
Most definitely. Everybody that's up, that's watching right now, go ahead and follow, like, subscribe, comment at Innovative Culture, Innovative Culture on Instagram. YouTube, innovative.culture up on Instagram, at ProHustle Zone on YouTube, at PA Zone Podcast on Instagram, where you can find clips, videos, and much more. Similar content, but it's definitely going to be a lot of different stuff as well. You feel what I'm saying?
ProHustleZone.com, where you can find all things Pro Hustle.
I'm back up in here, and we back up in here running. You feel me? I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna try to make this better. You feel what I'm saying? It's all about getting better. We good. We out.
Innovative.